Hey everyone, and welcome to my audiobooks I want to check out video. Over the last 18 months, I've been really getting into listening to audiobooks, and that has been really helped by listening to things like The Sandman and things like this, and absolutely loving them. And because of this, it means I've also saved a ton to my wish list, found a whole load more that I really want to listen to, things like this. So today I thought I'd go through some of the audiobooks that I really want to listen to soon. So let's get into it. First one I have to mention is obviously The Sandman Volume 3. I've been talking and singing the praises of Sandman for like months now essentially, but this audiobook is so good. It is full cast, fully like cinematic, all the rest of it. I'm loving it. I'm halfway through the second one at the moment and cannot get enough, so as soon as my next Audible credit comes in, I'm going to be getting the third one and listening to it. I am not lying. I am going to be blasting through that throughout Christmas as well. I cannot wait because I love this series so much. It's so good. I also have Natives by Akala, which is a sort of essay type thing, non-fiction, which is all about like racism and things in the UK, which is not something I really have listened to before or sort of read about. I've heard a lot from like the US point of view, but not the UK point of view, and being someone from the UK is a very, very important read that I really want to get to. I also actually have a TV tie-in one, and that is Carnival Row Tangle in the Dark. This one is following the character of Tourmaline, who is one of the fairies in this show. Specifically, I should say, this show is sort of like a dark detective noir murder mystery set in the world of like a big high fantasy world where you've got like a lot of political machinations, but you've also got different like fae and fairy species and all the rest of it, and you're following a half human, half fairy hybrid and all of this kind of thing. It is incredible to watch. The second series is coming. It's unfortunately the final series because Prime cancelled it for no reason. Definitely didn't deserve cancelling because the first series was amazing. But either way, I cannot wait to get more from this world and things like this. So I'm definitely excited to be listening to the Tangle in the Dark around the time the show comes out, because I just need more of this world. I just need more of it because I love it so much. I was obsessed when it first came out, and I'm so sad it's been cancelled. Like, ridiculously sad it's been cancelled. I also have Dreadnought, and this one is an audiobook by April Daniels, and this is literally about a trans superhero. That's all I really needed to know. It's been on my wishlist for a very long time. I saw that it was available on Audible, so I was like, right, download. So I haven't listened to it yet, but I definitely will be soon because the idea of trans superheroes is amazing. There is also The Adventures of Luther Arkwright, and this one is about parallel universes and like all of this kind of thing, English Civil War and all of this kind of thing. And I was originally like, that sounds a bit political, not usually my thing, and then I found out David Tennant is narrating it, so I went, oh right, okay then. It's on the list. Because I will watch literally anything David Tennant is in, and I will listen to anything David Tennant does. So, had to happen. It's happening. And speaking of David Tennant, there's the Good Omens audiobook, and this is the new Good Omens audiobook where him and Michael Sheen are voicing their characters again and basically doing the Good Omens audiobook, and that's a must. I'm obsessed with Good Omens. I love Good Omens. I'm so obsessed with it. So when I found out that they were actually going to be doing the audiobook and they were re-releasing the audiobook with the two of them voicing their characters again, I'm definitely going to be listening to this around the time Series 2 comes out, because I think that's going to be the best time to do it. There's also Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. This one I have already read before, but I've never listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook features Benedict Cumberbatch and James McAvoy, and that was all I needed to hear, because I've heard James McAvoy narrate The Sandman, obviously, but I've never heard Benedict narrate anything. But I will watch anything Benedict's in. He's my favourite actor of all time, so I definitely want to give this one a go. I also have a ton of Doctor Who ones, because of course I have a ton of Doctor Who books, but again I will be going into that probably around the time when the 14th Doctor specials come out, because again it's David Tennant. I have an obsession, I know, but there we go. I will be listening to the audiobooks and probably reading a lot of Doctor Who books next year around the time those specials come out. So keep an eye on those videos because there will be a few of them. I also have the Who is in Your audiobook. This is done by Tom Fletcher. It's actually written by him and narrated by him, and I love his work. I'm a massive Tom Fletcher fan. I'm a massive McFly fan. He is one of the lead singers in McFly, and he also writes books. He's done like the Christmasaurus, things like this, and then he also has a bunch of picture books called There Is a Something in Your Book. So there's a monster in your book, an elf in your book, alien, all the rest of it, and this is like the audiobook version. So I really want to give this a try and listen to it, because while I'm not the intended audience, I will literally listen and read anything Tom writes. Literally anything, so I'm definitely going for this. There's also the We Hunt the Flame audiobook as well, because while I did try the book, it didn't quite work for me, so I'm thinking maybe if I try it in a different format it may work better, and obviously that would be the audiobook, so I want to give it a go. I'd also really like to listen to the sequel to The Last Fallen Star. I'm literally just waiting for this audiobook to come out, because the book is already out. I really enjoyed the first one, but I listened to it via audiobook, so I really wanted to listen to the second one as well, and sort of keep the format the same as I go through the series. I really enjoyed the first one, so I really want to give this one a go as well. And also the first book ended on a really big cliffhanger, and now I really need to know the ending, so I'm just kind of desperately waiting for my library to do something and get the audiobook in so I can listen to it. It's been a very long time and I really want to listen to the sequel, but again I'm waiting for my library to get hold of it, and also obviously for the audiobook to get made. So fingers crossed that happens soon, because I'm not gonna lie, I am slightly running a little bit out of patience because I've been waiting too long. There is also the Dresden Files, because I now own the audiobook for the first one, but then I remembered that James Masters voices like the audiobook, and I'm just here for that, because for those who don't know, James Masters is Spike from Buffy, and the crush I had on him as a teenager was ridiculous. So now I really want to like listen to this audiobook and like just like give it a go and just really get into this, because I love the TV show of the Dresden Files when I was a kid, and now also the fact that my teenage crush is voicing the audiobooks, I feel like it's a sign. It definitely feels like a sign. And then finally I also have the sequel to A Songs of Wraiths and Ruin, and I cannot remember for the life of me what the title is, and I can't look it up because my library doesn't have it, but I adored this first audiobook. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. I also really liked the world building of it and the storyline, the characters, everything else. And now I'm just waiting for the second one to arrive in my library, and it's just not here yet, so I'm going to have to put that request in. But I loved the first one to the point where I actually bought the physical book. And yeah, it means I could reread the first book and then read the second one, like physically. But I want to listen to the audiobook, so I really need to get on requesting that and hoping my library gets it, because I really enjoyed the first one and I really want to see where this duology ends, because the first one was so good. I loved it. And that is where I'm going to leave this, because I have a lot of others right now, but I'm just going to get annoyed that my library doesn't have them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me an audiobook you really need to get to. I love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a headphones related emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, including to the Comic Book Sanctum, which is my website dedicated to Marvel Comics, which actually also has a little bit about Sandman on there if you're interested in that. I'll also leave a link as well down below to my Etsy and Redbubble store, which sells bookish merch, including to a product that actually has the I paused my audiobook for this, if you want to get some audiobook type presents and things for people, or if you just want to see any more of my videos while I actually listen to these audiobooks, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. Until next time everyone, bye!